Okay, we're into our last episode here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching my beard grow over the course of the last few days. But I've got plenty to do with my other courses, so let's get right into assignments, which is really going to be the key to the whole thing when it comes to D2L, because that's going to be how you're going to be getting work in and marketing and assessing it. So let's take ourselves over to the screen share. Okay, so you recall I encouraged you to put an assignment link in the nav bar up there. If you haven't done that, that was last episode. But but you can also link them directly through the announcements, which is again what I'm encouraging you guys to do, because you're going to be running everything pretty much out of the announcements bar. And as I'm not going to really go over how to do that again, because I kind of went over it, and it's identical to what we did with the discussion forums, but you can just create assignments by going into the links and going through that way. Although you can also click into assignments at the top, and that will take you to your students to a list of the outstanding assignments that are there. Some are hidden, some are some of but that will take you there, and then you can create a new assignment just by clicking right on the new assignment button there. But for the purpose of this, because you're going to be running through this much as students are, I'm going to just take you in through to the assignment that I pre-created here, and take you in directly that way. And if you ever want to just go and if you ever want to get to all of your assignments, you can just use your clicker at the top in the nav bar. So this is the assignment. It's bare bones, but I've already submitted something to myself, as you'll see, and we'll get into that in a moment. But the key here, once you've created the assignment, is to actually put together the content that's in it. So I'm going to hit Edit Assignment here. Now you've got your name of your assignment, and then you can put all the instructions you want. It's just as editable as any announcement. It's got all of the links, like links to videos or photos, or like discussions or course content, and you can modify it. So you can just put everything that they need for that. You can also attach files if there's any particular importance. You can even use video or audio to put additional instructions into the assignment. A couple of key things that you want to be aware of: you can create grade items. I'm not going to be going into the mark book because it's not a day one thing, but you can put this in, and you can also say what you're going to be grading it out of. So it could be 10 points in your grade book, but you could be marking it on a percentage scale, so you want to put it out of 100. You can use rubrics, but again, not something I'm going into at great length with this series. But that's basically how you create an assignment. But there's a couple of additional things here. There's properties, but there's also two other things that I want to go over at the top here. One is restrictions. This is the same as discussions. You can hide things and then make them available to the students. Always make sure that your hide button is indicating that it's not hidden from users, because otherwise the students are not going to be able to get to it. You can set a specific due date for when it can come in. You can actually indicate what times it's available if you want to restrict access. And I normally allow users to submit outside the normal availability, but it's that's entirely up to you. The other thing that you want to be aware of, one of the things that makes D2L superior to a Google Classroom is that you have access to Turnitin.com. It has full accessibility and functionality with that. So if you go into Turnitin, you can enable grade mark. You usually have to do both. You enable grade mark and enable originality check for the filter. Usually when you click on grade mark, there's a little bit of a delay, and then it gives you access to originality check. I don't know why the delay exists, but it screwed me up once, so I'll just warn you that that seems to happen for me. I don't know if it's my computer, but and if you do that, it will automatically do an originality check on all assignments that come in. But only if you do it at the beginning of like when you're creating the original assignment. If they all submit it in, you can turn on the originality check, but then you're gonna have to manually submit all of the assignments. So it's best to try and do it ahead of time so that you don't have to go in and click all of their assignments to make sure that it's submitted to turn it in, so you get your originality check. Okay, so save and close. Now, what does that mean in practice as far as what that looks like from the perspective of the students? Well, it just so happens that you can look at things from student perspective. So I'm going to, oops, hold on. I'm going to go into my my little Mr. Kakel here at the top of this screen, and I am going to click View as Student here, because what that means is now I'm going to see what the site looks like, only I'm doing it as a student. So now I'm going to click into, hey, look, an assignment here, and go in. This is what the students will see when they actually come in, and it warns them that's going to turn it in. And then what they have to do is they have to go in and click on add a file, or like theoretically you could get them to record audio or video, but I usually just make them submit files. And if they click on there, they can submit a file. They can also write a comment in. Some kids try to cut and paste their assignment into the comments. That's not going to work because the system expects a file. So I've occasionally had people say things, but they have to attach like a photo or something like that, or the thing will not submit with a comment attached unless you have a file that you are attaching. And then you'll go into the file, you'll go into your computer, you'll pick up on the file, you'll choose it, you have to hit submit, and then you have to click done, and then that should make sure that the thing has been submitted. And that's what they have to do in order to submit. It's important that they submit either in doc or PDF format, because that's what the system reads. Turnitin will not read it if it's like a pages file or some other format that it doesn't recognize. It does, like you'll still get the file, but Turnitin will not be able to read it. So you're going to want to encourage them to use Word or to or to use PDF. So what does that look like from a marking perspective? Well, first I need to be a teacher again. So I'm going to turn off students so I can actually see the assignments. And when I click on that, I am able to see all of the submissions that have occurred, including mine, which I just took a random short story off of my file, and I submitted it to myself. So this is what it will look like once they've submitted something to you. You will get you'll get the assignment, and you'll have it in a page like this. And what you can do is you can mark the thing by reading it off of here, or and if you've attached a rubric or created a grade that's associated with it, it will appear over in this area. I haven't done that, but you'll be able to record your marks over there, possibly giving and you can give feedback by typing it directly into there, and then at the end you publish it. You can also use the comment feature here, which means that you can either write directly on the page, or you can create notes, or you can write text right on write text right on the page. uh, and just create comments there. That will be available to them when they receive their feedback. All you got to do is hit publish at the end there. You can also save it if you don't want to publish it yet. But once you've published, they have access to whatever your feedback is. So quick little addendum. This is the assignments page where you can go to see all of the relevant assignments. There's a couple of symbols that are important here, and I just want to quickly point them out to you. This little symbol means that there's a grade associated with that assignment in your grade book. This one means that the assignment has the originality checker enabled. And this one means that it's hidden. It means that it's not visible to the students. That's the most important one because if you see that and the students are complaining why they can't access the assignment, it's because it's currently hidden and you have to go into the edit and restrictions and get rid of the hidden thing. And that happens more often than I would like. So keep that in mind. Okay, so that's it. Everybody do their best, and I will try to make myself available when you can. But there are resource teachers that are that it's their job to help you with this stuff. I do like I guess I did this to kind of advocate because if you start out with D2L rather than other platforms, you can really grow into it, and that's what this is intended to inspire. Because there's so much more functionality with D2L. You just need to know the bare bones in order to get started on Monday, though, and hopefully I have helped you get there. So if you have any questions or concerns, I will try to remain available, but I got to focus on my other classes now. So just take care of each other, take it one step at a time, and make sure that we look out for the students because they're going through a lot too. Thank you, everybody, and have a good weekend.